Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. As always, a free way to support the channel is by leaving a thumbs up. I don't know why I did 2 thumbs up. And or leaving a comment because it does help with the algorithm. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. In slightly confusing news, digital asset manager Grayscale Investments is following Bitwise's footsteps and removing XRP from its large cap crypto fund. The firm, which is owned by CoinDesk parent company Digital Currency Group, announced on Tuesday it would no longer hold XRP in the Grayscale Digital Large Cap Fund, which is also made up of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bcash, and Litecoin. There's that little tweet right there. The move comes a couple weeks after fellow asset manager Bitwise liquidated $9.3 million in XRP from its crypto index fund, and the US SEC filed a suit against Ripple, alleging it had conducted an unregistered sale of securities with its sale of XRP. So, the news appears to be that Grayscale, it appears that Grayscale has dropped it from its large cap fund, and that apparently they're still holding on to it. This is what I've seen around. You gotta read between the lines or just actually read the actual articles, because a lot of people are reporting, it's like screaming in my ear, reporting very different things. You may remember, just a couple of days ago, we had this news. It says Grayscale didn't dump XRP. Instead, they bought 12 million more XRP tokens on New Year's Day. A spokesperson from Grayscale said statements about large sales of underlying assets by any of our investment products are false and inaccurate. Any perceived large decreases in the US dollar value of Grayscale's XRP trust would have been a result of a decrease in the US dollar price of XRP. Not really sure what to believe, not really sure what to... But as it stands right now, it looks like there are maybe multiple funds. I'm not really sure. But it's been removed from the large cap fund. Assumption just for US persons. Not really sure, but a lot of conflicting stuff floating around when it comes to XRP. A lot more petition news. And on top of that as well, blockchain.com is the latest cryptocurrency exchange to pull the plug on XRP trading. The cryptocurrency exchange and wallet provider said Tuesday it will halt XRP trading on the 14th of January. Users will be able to send XRP outbound even after the date, but deposits will not go through. Whoa, I don't know. There's a lot more of this every single day. What's wrong with me in these courts today? So we're getting news just about every day that there's another delisting. It seems kind of weird that they didn't all announce it on the exact same day. I'm feeling a little bit of a coordinated strike, if that kind of makes any sense. It's been about 14 days. Non-stop news about XRP delistings. If the SEC declared to all of them that they were administering, holding, whatever, unregistered securities, you would have assumed they would have delisted all at the exact same day. So I assume we probably have about 6 more days of this. It'll probably trickle off. Anyway, that's the XRP news. Apparently gone from their large cap fund on Grayscale. They didn't not get rid of it, and have been apparently buying more because the price went down. And also blockchain got rid of it, or is getting rid of it, in the next couple of days as well. Anyway, that's that news. And without further ado, let's moving on. In a news story that shocked, amazed, and surprised me, and I don't mean that in a weird way. I mean like actually, because this could be the beginning of something great. Shapeshift, a popular cryptocurrency trading platform, announced that they are doing away with all kinds of KYC, those are know your customer requirements, on their platform starting today. Eric Voorhees, the CEO of the platform, who has tweeted a cryptic message yesterday, responded to the tweet about the decision to remove all KYC needs to truly embrace the decentralized protocols. He wrote, "Tomorrow," and then he simply wrote, "Tomorrow is here." I guess that was the cryptic part of it. The official blog emphasized the need to protect customers' privacy and how in the US alone, every year, nearly 20 million citizens fall prey to identity theft. Thus, they are doing away with the need for customers to give away their personal details to use their service. So, a couple of years ago, this was around 2018, when we really had that tidal wave of governments being like, if you are doing anything with cryptocurrencies, we need to know. We need names, we need identification, we need addresses. And Shapeshift got a lot of fire for this. Fire, heat, smoke. People weren't too happy because Shapeshift had come about as this like hyper decentralized, you can use us if you don't want to use any of the registered cryptocurrency exchanges. And they got caught up in the entire thing and required that they had to go through the AML KYC thing. So the reason why this got me hyped, one might say, is that it's nice to see them kind of going back to their original roots. Shapeshift is also huge. So if they do something, other people might follow suit. I predicted a while ago, because of all the nonsense that's been going on the last couple of, it's been like 4 months now, we're seeing heightened tensions around cryptocurrency exchanges, and people are taking their coins off of cryptocurrency exchanges because of all the, I'm not going to even go over it, but because of everything that's been actually taking place. If we finally start getting infrastructure and more support for decentralized cryptocurrency exchanges in any manner, 15,000 nodes spread around the world, it's difficult to hack them and or whatever. You understand what I'm trying to say? Like proper decentralization, you need 51% of the node power, yada, yada, yada. And at the same exact time, we end up getting private transactions on Bitcoin. The world changes immediately, overnight. There's no actual question about that. So here's the actual blog post right here. From Shapeshift. It says no more KYC with This is actually really crazy. I don't think you understand what this could lead to, especially if we start really relying on decentralized protocols or DeFi things, what have you. We could see a very different cryptocurrency space over the next 2 years. I'm like fiddling with my hands once again because I'm thinking of the implications of a world where people, at least 70% of people, are using decentralized exchanges and private transactions. It leads to an interesting conversation that I'm pretty sure we're going to have. But yeah, this is official. Shapeshift is shifting back to the way they used to be before. And I'm expecting big things. That's all I'm going to say on that one. Anyway, without further ado, yay, there's a little fox there. Let's move on. In news that should not have surprised or should not be surprising anyone, SkyBridge Capital, the hedge fund investing firm headed by Anthony Scaramucci, confirmed its launch of a new Bitcoin fund on Monday and said its exposure to Bitcoin has already reached $310 million US. When we first spoke about this, I think this happens every single day. So if I'm a little bit wrong, sorry. I think this was the fund that they said initially we're gonna try. I think they only had only $25 million in capital, and I was like, I bet you by the end of January they're going to have $500 million. I can feel it. There's just nothing telling me absolutely otherwise. So the fund has launched. $310 million. That is an insane amount of money to raise. It's been like a week and a half. It did that same 10-day period keeps popping up wherever we look. Somebody announces on a Wednesday, hey, we're going to be looking into so-and-so by the next Friday. They've done it. The announcement made in a press release comes a week after CoinDesk reported on the fund's launch, citing a marketing brochure that was circulating among investors. At that point, the firm's investment across funds investing in Bitcoin stood at $182 million. Crazy. Absolutely insane. Every single day. We shouldn't, don't be surprised at this point. Like it just is completely what it is. Here's the press release. If you will. Not even if you will, it is the actual press release for everything that we just spoke about. But yeah, The really crazy part is that I think everything really kind of tipped over with Paul Tudor Jones, who was the first hedge fund manager who really got into this space and I guess gave it legitimacy, if you will. But the fact that all these mega big names keep getting in behind each other, it's leading to something mountainous. That's a good word. Mountainous is the word that I'm going to use. Of course, this is very large, major news. Investment manager expects each Bitcoin worth $535,000. I don't doubt it at this point. I'm glad that they will always be there, but I'm glad that we're getting a lot of less people who are like, Bitcoin's never going to go to like $40,000 because they see it continuously inching there. Anyway, yeah, every single day. I have another video planned for the other channel, Money Rules, very soon. I actually meant to make it today, but don't judge me about it. Basically going over the numbers once again, because we keep getting crazy new numbers for the amount of people who've been getting into the cryptocurrency space. So I have to do an update on that one. Anyway, that's the 310 million new dollars into Bitcoin news over the last 7 days. And without further ado, let's move on. Absolutely crazy. Next up, since Bitcoin was launched back in 2009, nearly 10 trillion with a T dollars in value has changed hands through it, with over $7.5 trillion worth of value changing hands since 2018. This year just started. I can safely say 2 years. In 2 years, $7.5 trillion had flown through Bitcoin after the cryptocurrency's price and popularity has surged. According to a tweet from ARK Investments, Yassin El Mandra, sharing data from an on-chain analytics firm, Glassnode, the value being settled on the blockchain started surging in 2017 when the price of the flagship cryptocurrency passed by $19,000. It says Bitcoin is on the verge of settling a cumulative $10 trillion on chain. 10 trillion. You understand how much money that actually is? There's like 30 countries in the world that you could bundle together and they're not worth $10 trillion. That's the value proposition of Bitcoin. If anybody tells you, isn't Bitcoin like a tulip? Something about a flower? I heard from a friend that Bitcoin's worthless. I read something. There was some person who was clearly over the age of 190 who said something recently. It was one of the. It wasn't Buffett. It wasn't Munger, but it was one of those. Something in that category. That amount of wealth. Who was like, Bitcoin has no value proposition. Bitcoin has so and so. Can you imagine someone saying that it doesn't have value or comparing something to a flower that is able to work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, has not had any downtime in 12 years, and is able to transact money seamlessly, value, as it's sometimes called. This is why whenever, I remember years ago, if anyone ever said anything negative about Bitcoin, it really would get my mind going. I was like, am I crazy for putting money into this? Like, what's the point of Bitcoin? Maybe they're right. Like, maybe we're always just going to be using paper money. $10 trillion with no downtime. And it's accessible to every person on this planet without fail. Every single person can use it. $10 trillion. 7.5 trillion. Okay. And here's the chart for it right here. I didn't even have to read this story any further. Insane. This is why all the money's moving into it. People, once again, I'll make sure to explain this. People sometimes, I've realized that these comments have disappeared. People used to always say, no, it's Bcash. No, it's BSV. I'm pretty sure Litecoin. I'm pretty sure so-and-so. This is why Bitcoin, the amount of new people who are creating the mining infrastructure to make the network more robust and more secure every single day is constantly growing. There is no other network, there is no other network, no other blockchain that is doing this much value at all. And none of them are going to come close to it for a very, very, very long time. 7.5 billion. We had news for those of you who weren't here as well. I think Bitcoin did, $1 trillion in value movements, I think just through cryptocurrency exchanges last year. And I think PayPal did 300 billion. I think that was the number. I don't remember the exact. I know Bitcoin was definitely $1 trillion. The point is, this is why I believe why PayPal got into the cryptocurrency space, because they clearly saw the trend and they were like, this thing is completely outpacing us. So we also have to get into it as well. Numbers like this are magical. I think they're absolutely beautiful because they're only going to rise. At some point, 10 trillion, I'm going to be like, Bitcoin was only doing $10 trillion. Oh boy. Anyway, that's the amazing news for the day. And without further ado, let's move on. Next up in news that is also technically news, The Nine, a US-listed internet and mobile gaming firm based in Shanghai, is all set to enter into the cryptocurrency mining industry and is looking to seek guidance from the best in the busyness. As per an SEC filing, signed a legally binding cooperation and investment agreement with investors that include former directors of leading crypto mining machines maker Canaan. The investor group that the Chinese gaming company is currently working with is headed by Jiangping Kong, a former director and co-chairman of Canaan. As soon as the news about the nine? Maybe there's only 9 workers entering the cryptocurrency mining industry went public, its share price soared by almost 100%. This news was kind of all over the place. The news is that a Chinese firm is getting into the cryptocurrency market to start mining. See, it doesn't have this same kind of ring. And then it gave numbers around here. Mining industry growing. A majority of crypto mining is located in China. The firm, once fully operational, would account for 8 to 10% of Bitcoin and 10% of Ethereum and 10% of Gren computing power. That's a lot. That's a lot of computers. So I guess the news is that a new or relatively unknown company relatively soon is going to have 10% of Bitcoin's hashing power. And without further ado, it was everywhere. It was a really, 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 really popular news. Like, I get it, but it's like, bada. Next up. The Ethereum 2.0 staking protocol now holds over 2.2 million Ether. Data from on-chain analytics site Dune Analytics shows, okay, that's a weird sentence, the amount is now worth $2.3 billion at Ethereum's current market price of 1,000. That's also old. Ethereum is definitely up. However, the asset itself rose over 43% in the past week. You bet it did. Meaning the figure may change if prices correct downward and no new Ether is deposited. Of course, there's going to be tons of new Ether deposited. This is why we keep getting, every 4 days, we get a new thing. There's 1 million Ether. There's 1.4 million Ether. Oh my gosh, there's 1.8 million Ether. And this is why we have 2.2, because more Ether is going to continue being put into the, here's a little, oh, I thought the chart would be bigger. Here's a little chart right there, or a little circle graph. The network now ranks 5th amongst the biggest cryptocurrency staking rewards, according to Staking Rewards. Okay. Leading the pack are Polkadot, Cardano, and Synthetics. Now listen, I am sure Ethereum at some point is probably going to pass by Synthetics just because, logic. Cool. Wonderful. More and more every single day because, money and passive income and all that other stuff. If we end up why do I make these weird noises? If we end up getting to a $30,000 Ethereum at some point in the future, I wonder how happy the people who have 32 Ether are going to be. That is going to be quite a, is that $1 million? 10, 30, 300,000, 333. Yep. Roughly around $1 million. Yep. Roughly around $1 million. 10%. Yeah. Okay. You're making some pretty good money. Anyway, that's the Ethereum news. I love how it says, and astonishing. I'm pretty sure there's going to be more at some point. Does this person think that there's no more Ether? And without further ado, oh, I see it's like hanging on the rock. Let's move on. And to finish things off, also in news that is also news, crypto exchange LCX has been granted 8 out of the 11 crypto-related licenses in Liechtenstein, expanding its security token services and allowing the company to continue operating in the region. The licenses make LCX a regulated crypto exchange, digital asset custody provider, price oracle provider, digital asset compliance provider, smart contract creator, and token offering platform. Wow. The exchange has already been operating with retail crypto services in Europe and Switzerland and security token services in the US. Now, those services are expanding, allowing the firm to custody and also generate security tokens for its clients. I guess it is kind of major news. They control everything. They have the monopoly, so yeah, good for them. I'm glad they filled out that paperwork. It's nice to see the cryptocurrency space always expanding. Me do, many times. I focus very heavily on prices. I know that we shouldn't, but it's human nature. Everybody wants to make money. But the fact that so many things keep happening every single day in the space, I think we really do lose sight just of how big this has become. And I think even in 10 years, we probably won't have completely realized just how massive the space has become, because it'll kind of become relatively commonplace with everything going on. So good job, LCX Exchange, and all your paperwork that you filled out, and now you have certification. Methinks that's going to do it for this video. I do hope you all enjoyed. I do thank everyone who left a comment, who left a thumbs up. I saw people leaving multiple comments, and I was like, wow, you're a real friend. Yeah, I do hope you all enjoyed. I do hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope that it is absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See